Good afternoon. I'm Dana Tyler. Here is a CBS2 news update. The New Jersey school bus driver charged in a deadly crash a couple of weeks ago has been released from police custody until his pending trial. A Morris County judge ordered Hootie Muldrow to surrender his personal professional driver's licenses. Muldrow faces a vehicular homicide charge in the May 17th crash on I-80 in Mount Olive. Police say the 77-year-old missed a turn and tried to make an illegal U-turn on the interstate. The bus collided with a dump truck, tearing the bus apart. A teacher and a student were killed. Muldrow has been ordered not to leave the state of New Jersey. New information. Jurors on the corruption trial of the former Nassau County executive Ed Mangano and his wife say they are deadlocked. Yesterday, the judge replaced one juror who complained of a toxic environment in the jury room. The jury had to start deliberations over again with the alternate juror. Mangano is accused of taking bribes and kickbacks from restaurant owner Harinder Singh in exchange for government favors and a no-show job for Mangano's wife, Linda. Former movie mogul Harvey Weinstein will not testify before a grand jury. The grand jury will decide whether or not prosecutors prove there's enough evidence to support the rape and criminal sex charges against Weinstein. If so, he will be indicted. The 66-year-old has denied the allegations. In a statement, his attorney says there was not enough time to prepare Weinstein to testify. The Manhattan DA's office is not commenting. There is some good news about a Rockland County teenagers who fought for months to survive the flu. I paused there because of this scene and what you're hearing. Bagpipers were there, family, friends, people at the hospital. This is William McHugh. He was released from the hospital today. Doctors say to save the teenager, who is also a volunteer firefighter, they had to amputate both of his hands and feet. CBS2's Allie Bauman spoke with McHugh in his hospital room.
Hi, my name's William McHugh. I just want to say thanks to all the departments that are giving me support through my time in the hospital.
For the first time, 19-year-old William McHugh is speaking out from his hospital bed after an agonizing 4-month battle with what started as the flu.
Appreciate all the fundraising that's been done for me, and just want to say thanks. So, thank you.
The college freshman and New City volunteer firefighter was in peak shape when he started feeling sick back in January. We visited his firehouse in March.
He didn't miss any drills from the time he got in May until the time he, was sick.
We were actually up in the gym working out, and he had told me that he wasn't feeling too well, and he left. And unfortunately, the next day he came down with the flu.
McHugh was hospitalized within days.
The flu, pneumonia, sepsis, it was a domino effect.
The fire chief says McHugh's body was fighting so hard to sustain vital organs, his extremities shut down. Doctors had to amputate both of his hands and both of his feet.
It's hard to see a 19-year-old just have everything taken away from him pretty much at that moment.
But the teen never gave up on his health and told the chief he was not giving up on his dream of being a firefighter either.
All he talks about is being able to be a fireman again.
The New City Fire Department has been raising money for McHugh's prosthetics. They're still a few $1,000s shy of the $150,000 goal, but the chief tells me that after McHugh is released from the hospital today, he'll be fitted for prosthetic hands and feet and intends to start physical therapy right away. From Montefiore Medical Center in the Bronx, Allie Bauman, CBS 2 News.
A bold crime on one of the nation's ritziest streets caught on camera. You can see 4 cars on Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills pull up to stores. About a dozen people get out of the cars and try to smash their way into the Saint Laurent store. So when that didn't work, they're seen breaking through the window of the clothing store a few feet away, and then they jump into their cars and take off. The NYPD is looking for 2 men suspected of attacking a person in the Belmont section of the Bronx. Surveillance video shows one suspect running up behind the man. The suspect then put the victim in a chokehold before dragging him to the ground. You can see a second person run in and hold the man down while searching his pockets. Police say the attackers took off with a cell phone. Midweek, right now, here's John Elliott with a look at our weather.
Hey, everybody, how's it going? So we do appreciate you stopping by, clicking on by, or scrolling on by. Boy, those clouds were scrolling on by this morning. Took them forever. Now we're seeing a little bit brighter sky, hopefully getting you in a good mood, 75. And, you know, we got that Manhattan Henge deal tonight. So if you see it, you know, post it now and share the wow. Overnight tonight after midnight, a shower chance. Thursday is not a washout. It's kind of in and out. Friday looks a little bit more wet and stormy, too.
In our Health Watch, new age guidelines for colorectal cancer screenings. The American Cancer Society says the screening should start at 45 years old instead of 50. Here's Meg Oliver.
At 47 years old, Sandy Kirkostas was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer that had spread to his liver.
When they tell you and your wife, when you have 2 young children, get your life in order, it's a scary point.
2 different doctors gave him months to live.
I wasn't supposed to have colon cancer. Nobody in my family had colon cancer.
With no family history and symptoms that started only weeks before his diagnosis, cases like his are on the rise. The American Cancer Society says colorectal cancer among people under 50 has shot up 51% since 1994, while at the same time rates steadily declined in people over 55 because of screenings. In response, the organization has issued new guidelines recommending people start screening at 45 instead of 50.
If we can identify patients with early onset colon cancer earlier, we could have a better chance of curing them.
Dr. Manish Shah at New York Presbyterian Weill Cornell Medical Center was the 3rd doctor for Sandy and the first to offer hope.
He credits you for saving his life.
That's high praise.
It took 12 rounds of chemotherapy and 9 surgeries, but 4 years later,
over time, we were able to render him disease-free, which is really remarkable.
Sandy says if he had been screened at 45, he may have had cancer, but not as advanced.
You need to check for colon cancer because it's an easy diagnosis. It's an easy fix if you catch it early enough.
In some cases, the new guidelines say that the screening should continue through age 85 rather than stopping at age 75. President Trump today signed into legislation a bill aimed at helping patients fighting deadly diseases. The Right to Try bill would allow people with life-threatening conditions who've exhausted all FDA-approved treatments to have access to experimental drugs, even if the drugs are not fully approved by the Food and Drug Administration. Critics worry it will give patients false hope or their desperation will make them targets. Supporters say the terminally ill should not have to leave the country to seek cures. The relentless lava in Hawaii has just shut down an important road on the Big Island, and so far, this continually erupting Kilauea volcano has destroyed at least 71 homes. Carter Evans reports from Pahoa.
The 2,000-degree molten rock exploding from the ground is creating rivers of lava that continue to devastate this community and literally change the landscape.
One of the first things you notice when you're standing next to a lava fountain this big is the intense heat. I can feel it radiating on my back. It's probably more than 100 degrees here, but much of this lava is already cool enough to walk on.
The lava forced the closure of Highway 132, a major artery for people who live here. It also leads to the main access road for the area's geothermal power plant. Meanwhile, health authorities are warning of a new hazard. It's called Pele's hair.
It's like glass, it's fragile, it's lightweight.
As Marianne Farrell got ready to leave her home in Leilani Estates for perhaps the last time, she showed us the rocks with glass fibers that can irritate the skin and eyes and lungs if inhaled.
This stuff is all over. It's all around your house.
All over my catchment.
It's raining down.
Yeah.
What do you think of when you see this?
It's over.
Chris Burmeister says he's seen his Leilani Estates neighborhood go from a lush jungle to a moonscape.
Can you try and explain the force that we're looking at here?
There's nothing like it. It's definitely Mother Nature recreating, so we're at her mercy.
This eruption's been going on for about a month right now, and scientists say there's no word on when it might end. Carter Evans, CBS News, Pahoa.
All right, we know how far sports fans will go for their sports teams, but a new hotel, and this is a unique one, could test that limit. This is a capsule Hotel, and it opens in a Russian town ahead of the crowds going there to see the World Cup. So for the equivalent of $10 to $20, you rent out a pod instead of a room. There's television in there, air conditioning, a safe. The hotel owners claim some of the pods even have room for 2 people. No mention of a bathroom in that pod, was there? All right, thanks for joining us here. I'm Dana Tyler. You can catch us all day, all the time on social media and on our website. I'll see you on television later today, CBS 2 News at 6. Have a good day.